Hey everybody, it's Scruffy, aka Devora. Today I want to talk about engineering a pristine life. This is going to be talking about how to get through life a little bit easier. And this is all based on what we read in the Tanakh. So here goes, and I hope this helps. The saying goes, and many of us say this a lot, if I only knew then what I know now. And as you know, that wisdom comes from experience. I wish sometimes that I would have known then what I know now. If I would have gone through certain situations, challenges, how I would have handled it back then about, 30, 40 years ago, opposed to how I handle it now. Our lives are fashioned from above, but yet we have free will. We have the power to decide what we want to do and how we want to react to a situation, our tests and challenges. Certain things that we need to learn while we're here on this earth. We are given a mission, if you will, a purpose for what we need to learn, each as individuals. And my learning experience may not be the same as yours. And everybody has their own things that they need to work on in their life, whether it be impatience or jealousy or maybe anger issues, whatever it is, those are the things that we need to improve on in our life, and for spiritual growth. That is our end goal, is to complete these things that we need to improve as a human being on this earth. Wouldn't it be nice if we had a blueprint right out in front of us when we are a child, and we know this, that, this, and that, But you know what? We do have a blueprint, and it's called the Torah. We have the instruction book that helps us to get through life and know what to do. Now, it doesn't, there's really not specifics, like something that you are being challenged with may not be mentioned completely in the Tanakh, but just in the way you respond, how you respond to a challenge, a test, a problem, an issue, that is the guideline that you could go by in the Tanakh. We have that blueprint right there before us. It'll help us navigate to what to do in tough times and tough situations. Can start fresh by adding good habits. What I mean is, change it up a little bit. Instead of just getting up and jumping in the shower to go off to work, maybe wake up about 15, 20 minutes earlier and start your day off with a good, positive outlook. And that is by reading maybe some Proverbs, Psalms, whatever. We want to have that mindset at the start of the day, to be in tune with God, be in tune with positive mindset that will help us through the day. we need to recognize what triggers us. For instance, if you have a anger issue and you have a temper, write down, recognize what is it that makes me mad? What is it that frustrates me? What is it that that sets me off to get really angry at people or situations or myself? Write these things down and take note. Acknowledge that you have this issue, and then work on that issue. You don't just give up because you blow up a time or two or whatever. Just keep at it, keep working at yourself, and eventually it's just going to establish, re-engineer what you need to do for yourself, making it a little bit easier to respond, how to respond. Like if you're in traffic, for instance, and you have a problem with people cutting you off, waiting for a train to go by that's taking a really long time, and you're getting very impatient. You know that you have to be at work, but it's slowing you down and it's going to make you late. There's nothing you can do, with that train moving any faster. You can't move it any faster. So it depends on how you can react to it. And let me just turn off the background there. But anyways, instead of getting very angry, some people, when they're frustrated or angry like that, sitting in a car, just take a deep breath, count, sing a song, turn on the radio. Maybe you've got some kind of CD or something that you could put on that's educational. Maybe you're trying to learn a new language, turn that on. Just wait for that circumstance, that challenge or obstacle to pass by, because it will. And it'll actually go a lot faster when you're preoccupied with something else than worrying about trying to make it to work on time with the train going by. And the same thing applies with whatever situation you are in. If you're angry, frustrated, ready to blow up at somebody or something, or mad at yourself or frustrated, let's say maybe you're trying to work on putting together a bicycle and you're reading the instructions and it's not going very well, and you ask somebody for help and they can't help you, and they walk away from it, and you're like, hey, what do I, and you get very upset. Walk away from it. Walk away from it. Take a deep breath. Walk away from it. Come back at it at a different time. Do some research on YouTube to how to do it, or call a bike shop or whatever, to get the help that you need so you can finish your project. And when you're in a situation with a spouse or a child or a parent or whatever, and you find yourself getting very, very upset at that person, and you're in a disagreement and it's kind of escalating to be into a fight, you really have to gain control of that emotion and just back away from it and say, hey, you know what? Both of us are really irritated right now. We need to really kind of, go to neutral sides and just, kind of cool our jets on this and just back away, walk away from it. Everything that we do in life is kind of a mix of our thinking and our emotions. And our emotions play a big part. If we are addicted to something, like, let's say we're addicted to food or cigarettes or whatever, those emotions are all connected into that addiction. A lot of the reason why people start an addiction or get caught into an addiction, for instance, eating food, is because they feel lonely or sad, angry, whatever that is. And you have to recognize what those, how those emotions are connected to whatever your addiction is. If you are a smoker, for instance, and you want to quit, write down why you're smoking a cigarette. Every time you smoke a cigarette, write down in a spiral notebook why you're smoking that cigarette, why you're lighting up, and realize that the triggers, you can change those triggers and not light up. For instance, if you're angry at something or yourself or whatever, and you want to light up a cigarette, write it down and keep writing. Don't even go to that cigarette or anything. Just keep writing. Put your feelings down on paper, why you want a cigarette or why you want food or whatever the addiction is, and be creative and think of ways to walk away from that emotion. Get up and take a walk, go to the park, walk your dog, clean a house, whatever it is. You replace that emotion. You take control of that emotion and divert it to something positive instead of negative. And same thing goes with relationships and everything else. And another thing is about emotions and is forgiveness. When we have anger or frustration and these kind of negative emotions and thoughts, we need to be easy on ourselves. If you fail, if you miss the mark in what your goal is and you're working on it, don't worry about it. We all can slip, we all do, and just pick yourself up and say, I'm going to do better next time. Bring it to God, ask for forgiveness, and just keep on going. Make it very clear to yourself that, yeah, I'm going to do better next time. We're going to really work at this. And it really does help, like I said, to write these things down. Another pointer with addiction that I would like to give you a tip is if you're a smoker, drinker, overeater, any of these kind of addictions, keep your spiral notebook and not only put your emotions down, but how you can replace that behavior. For instance, with overeating, look for things that, because if you're a snacker, I'm a snacker. I love to snack, and so I can really get into trouble with getting food like cookies and pretzels and all those kind of things. And what I have to do is walk away from those aisles that are tempting and throw into the cart instead grapes and different fruits, bananas, apples, things that are a lot healthier to snack on, raisins, things like that. So you can use that. Just think of all the different tools that you can use to get away from the addictions and the bad behaviors and change everything that has been negative into a positive. Let's see. And another thing that I want to mention is not only forgiving yourself, but you really have to forgive other people, even if they don't ask for it. Let's say you have a friend who, for whatever reason, does something wrong towards you, whatever that might be. you have to realize that they are just as human as you are, and they're going to make mistakes just like you. This goes for spouses or children, especially children. They're just growing up. They need to learn. But we all have issues that we need to work on. And the best thing to do with other people is to forgive them and realize that they too have their faults and their issues that they have to work on. You can also, write out a plan. Write out a plan, what you want to do, what your goals are. It's never too late to start fresh, start engineering your life, how you want it to go with your behaviors, your emotions, how you respond to all the challenges. And let me say, life is tough. It's tough. It is a big challenge, and wham, all of a sudden out of the blue, there comes something that's just going to knock you off your feet. You're going to say, wow, where did that come from? I didn't expect that. And that happens all the time, whether it be illness or accidents or reactions from medications or, other people doing what they do to you. You have to realize through life there's going to be these challenges, and when you work on your emotions and realize that these challenges are coming along, you'll be better equipped to face on these problems that come your way. So yeah, and just go back, to the Tanakh. Have some quiet time, have a little TLC time, take care of yourself. And another thing that I want to mention too is your health plays a part in also your emotions. I know that if I'm really tired and I haven't had proper sleep, I get kind of crabby, and I have to watch myself in how I treat others, and being really, really tired. A lot of times, what, folks, I'm tired, I'm leaving, and go have a good rest. But yeah, you have to take care of your health, if, take your vitamins, eat well, exercise, all that, the program. And so we really need to have good health to also help us with, the emotions. And that is the basics to have a better life. Not perfect life, but we can handle things much better if we understand why we respond we do. Anyways, I hope that helps. I'm going to make another video, and the next video I make is going to be on resources. So take care, and I'll see you in a bit.